Right folks, in today's video I'm going to try and get the interior out of Sharon's Mk4 Astra, including the door cards. I've already taken some of it apart because I was putting in some equipment in the front, things like the glove box. I've got to take out all this centre console as well, because as you've probably seen from the previous video, I've painted all a new set of them, so that's going to go in. So I want to try and do all this before it rains today. So let's get going. So as you can see folks, it's a little bit tatty in here. I've repainted all of this sort of thing on another centre console I've got. I've taken all these bits out that needed repainting as well. I've got a new steering gaiter to go on there and also a handbrake gaiter as well. But these seats are looking, well, they're okay when they clean up, but we'd prefer to have the leather interior in here. And I've actually sourced a set of leather interior. So that comes with the door cards as well over there, which I think have got some sort of leather patterning down instead of a cloth patterning. So I think I'm going to start by taking the two front seats out first of all, and then we'll get the rear seats out, and then obviously the door cards will have to come out as well. There are switches on the door cards as well, and I think there's speakers connected at the bottom as well, so we'll have to take them out as we go along. So let's make a start. Bring the seat right forward. And yeah, I think we've got two Torx bits there. I'm not sure what sizes they are. So I'm going to go get my spanners out and my sockets and stuff, and we'll undo these and see if we can get these old seats out. Right, these are T40s. Let's get them undone. Oh, they're tight. I don't think these have ever been out. Oh, look at them, look, they were actually thread locked in, look. I haven't seen that before on a seat bolt. Right, that's both of them undone at the back. Much easier with one of them, folks. So let's pull that seat back now. And I'm just looking for the electrical connections under the front here. What I might do now, see if that lifts up that seat, look, there we go. Then it pulls back. If I tip it back, or sideways, just so I can see that electric connector. There we go, okay. So that's the electrical connector that goes to the car and holds onto the seat. You just press that little lug in there, pull that forward, I think. There we go. And that's it there. We've got the little one there which is connected to the seat. That's just got to pull out, I think. That little one there's just got to pull out from the seat. When you're not familiar with a car, a little bit daunting now to find out how all these little connectors can plug in. Right, bear with me folks, I'll see if I can find out how this comes off. Right, rather than disconnect that folk, the easiest way to do it, instead of taking that out, if you pull that thing forward, there we go, see a screwdriver under there, pull that forward like that, and then you can pull out that connector there, and that leaves that one just connected to the seat loom. So that's the actual loom, and that's the easiest way I found to doing it without obviously taking it out. Maybe that thing doesn't come out, look, I don't know, who knows, different connectors, who knows. You wouldn't believe it folks, it's actually raining in the air, there's a big black cloud over above. So let's get this out. That over there, and I'm going to do exactly the same to the other side, so I'll see you in a minute. Right, there we go, both front seats out, and all that was holding them in was 4 T40 bolts there. This thread lock's a bit of a nightmare because these nuts down here in the rear of the runners, it's actually a car-slated nut. You can see the nut floating there, and these can spin. This one started to give way, and if that happens, then all sorts of problems you can ensue. So you've got to hope that you can undo these two rear bolts. otherwise it's drilling bolts out, and then you've got to, oh, I don't know, I don't want to even think about it. So that's that. The second seat, I didn't actually remove that bracket like I did in the first one. I just literally pulled this out and then pulled that straight out, so you don't necessarily have to take that bracket off the front of it there. I'm going to need to remove that centre console, I think, because I've got to get this out. I think that comes out from underneath, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. So that's something I've got to work on. If I've got to take that out, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right, okay, so let's work on the back now. Oh, there we go. They're Torx bolts as well. So that's got to obviously be undone from there. So there's two large Torx there. I'm not sure what they are at the moment, but let's try my T40 in there. Which it is, so it is a T40. So I'm going to undo these two fronts and see where we go from there. Okay, that's them two out, so this should hopefully lift out now. There we go. Let's pull this forward. That's it. Right, let's get that out of the way. Right, and holding the rear of the back seats in, looks like we've got two T40s again, there, and that should pull this forward, and maybe this hooks in somehow. So let me get them undone and we'll see where we stand there. Right, so that's the rear seat completely out now. As you saw, we had the T40s at the bottom there, and you lever that forward. And here at the top, I had to lift up the roof cover, as you can see, and just wedge it up with a broomstick because it does tend to fall down. And right in there is where you've got these 10mm bolts there, and you need a long socket because there's a long stud that pokes through the back of the seat. Let me show you. That's them there, and there's also a couple of spacer washers on there, so I'll have to transfer them onto the new one. So that's the back, and as you see, because they're screwed right down to about there, so you can't get a normal socket on there, it's got to be a deep reach. And do watch out when you're withdrawing it, because this nut come out okay, as you can see I've got that in my hand, but the other one dropped down into the void at the other side. So I'm hoping I'll just be able to fish it out of that hole down there, maybe get a magnet in there or something, just fish it out, because they've got a built-in flange on them as well, and that's easier to hold in the socket when you're putting them back in. So yeah, that's the back out now. So the side case is now coming off. I think we've got two Torx bits down there, as you can see there, one there and one there. I don't think there's any more down the bottom, so I'm hoping that these are going to lever forward. This is the cable there, which I've got there at the moment, which is for my dash cam mirror, which I did run underneath here. So I planned that when I take these off, I will then hide this cable behind here. So I'm going to undo these Torx bits now, and I'll see you in a second. Right folks, what a pain this was to get out. You've got these studs there going around here, which you've got to pop off, and one there as well. There's also a little nut up here, a Torx T20, that you have to pull this rubber back, and there's a rubber clip in there as well. There you go, just under there, and there's a rubber clip that pokes into that hole. It's a little bit tight around here, but sliding the whole thing this way got it out. But you have to, as I say, I took that off. You're not meant to take that off, but because you see it's moulded on the back of the screen. So that's the back of it. 1, 2, 3, and that one in the middle there, and there's also one at the very top there, which obviously goes in, as I say, like that. There you go, that way. So that's where they are situated, and you've got to pop them before you can actually pull that out that way and upwards. And that's that little rubber thing there. As I said, that goes over the top of your thing there, and that little clip there goes under there. So you have to squeeze them bits together and pull that out, and then you get access to that T20 screw. Then you've got to undo your seat belt bolt so you can pull your cable through, and that one is a T50 bit. And would you credit it, as you can see there, look, it's just started to rain. So I've got a report mission for the moment before I actually do the other side and get that one off. Then I've got the two door cards to do, and then we'll be back to putting it back together. The door card shouldn't be too difficult. I've got my trim removal tools for them, but I can't see where you could actually get a trim removal tool in there apart from brute force. So there you go. Time to go in and get a cup of tea because I'm actually getting wet out here. I'll have to shut the roof up now, that's the problem as well. I'll see you shortly, folks. Right, folks, I've got the back seat in. I've had to come in and out before during the rain. So I'm now working my way around. Before I put the seats in, I thought I'd get this lot out because I've got a bulb out there which is there on the clock setup. So I'm just going to change that bulb there. And here's the difference between the old and new, so to speak. It's a lot better. Look at the state of this, look. That was all scratched up there, as you can see, look. And this one is as shiny as a new pin. There we go. So I've done the gator there, so that one's in. I've put the surround on for the gear knob and also the new gear gator, so that's now on. So I'll just show you, first of all, how this actual thing comes out. As you can see at the bottom there, you've got two screws at the bottom. You've got a screw there, which is behind the radio, and a screw there, which is also behind the radio. And then you're able to pull this forward a little bit. Now on the top there, where that meets up there, you can see there's a spring. So you literally have to physically pull it forward. And when you pull it forward, let me put it there for a minute. You've still got these gauges that are fixed in here in the aircon, and also this thing here, which literally all you do with that is push and it pushes out. These are a little bit different here in the fact that this is still fixed in because there's cables on here. To push this lot out, you've got these clips here which you're obviously, which I thought were for the radio, but you put a little screwdriver underneath, sort of here, just like that, lift that up there. You do the same there, and you've got the same at the bottom there as well. And then you're able to push this lot straight through and get this out, and this will then pull forward. So that's how you get that out. So reversal should be just putting it back in. So I've got this little bulb in there, which is out on this one. So I'm just going to do a half turn like that and drop it out. As you can see, I'm not sure whether these are the right type here, look, or where they go in. They might go in. This come out of, I bought these from Mondeo, I think, if I remember rightly. I'll check the wattage on them and see if they're near enough the same. But you can see this one's actually blown. I'm just going to put that in there like that. And put a half turn. Now this one, come on then, that's what I like then. If I take that one out and maybe put a matching pair of these in, that is working. I can see I've just pressed the controls. So by putting two of these in, there they are, it's on. There we go. I can see down the side there, I don't know whether you can or not, both lights are on. There we go. So we're back to full brightness again. I've replaced both of them bulbs. Brilliant job. Right folks, I'm going to be turning you on time lapse now because I'm going to just put this lot back in, and hopefully at the end of it it'll all be set up. I've got a new radio to put in as well, so I'll see you in a minute. I've pulled Gary onto the job because we're at the stage now where we're actually fitting the radio now. We've had to put the microphone up here. This comes with a microphone for your system, and we've also fitted the DAB aerial. You probably can't see it, but it's sitting behind. Let me just turn that around there like that for you. Can you see that? I don't know if you can or not. It's up on the windscreen there. So we're just whacking this back in. We had to take the inner bracket out. There's a bracket right inside the back there, plastic bracket. We've had to take that out because you've got so much more wiring here, like all these looms and all this, because we've got the steering wheel control loom here. Where is it there? so that you can still operate the radio off of the stalks. So I've told him very carefully not to damage the newly painted radio surround. Gary knows how these go because he's already fitted one to, hold on, there's that aerial cable there. The microphone cable rather. Right, that's it. So just got to be careful when you push this in. And the beauty of this is that it's a DAB radio, which means that we get excellent reception. Where's that ear up here that we're looking for?
Yep. There we go.
Right, so got to learn how to work this, but what can you do on this phone, this unit?
AM, FM radio, DAB radio.
Has it got a CD? Oh, it's got a CD on there.
Player, USB, auxiliary, connection to your phone.
So it does Bluetooth up, hence we've got, as I say, the microphone there. All we've done there is literally just run it through the trim, down there, through the back there, under the little compartment there, over the top of the steering column, and in the back of the radio that way. That was the route for that. So there you go, folks. That's the dashboard now in, and I think you'll agree it's a whole lot better than what it used to look. So I've just got to put the parcel shelf back in now.
It's called a glove box in the UK.
What?
We call that a glove box in the UK. We don't keep gloves in it though.
We just got to put the glove box back in there. I've always called it a glove box, that's right. But there we go. Everything's back in and working. I can't put the radio on, folks, obviously, but can you see the lovely gloss we've got on that? Look. Doesn't it look lovely? Look, Sharon likes it. That's actually the colour of the car, as I said to you. I'm very pleased with it. I've done that light in there. We put the light bulb in there. Let me turn that back on. Hold on. As you can see, the clock now is fully illuminated. I know it's bright daylight here at the moment. I've got these two to do. I've got a bulb that's out in the corner there, and also one of the ones this side as well. I'll do that in a different video because I haven't got that here. So we're up to DAB now, and it automatically searches for the channels. We've never had good reception in here. That's why we wanted to upgrade as well. So yeah, there you go. I'm really pleased with that way this has turned out. I think it looks superb, and I think Sharon will be well happy with it. There's our reverse camera there, as you can see. That gives a great view. That's really been a good addition. And you can tuck the cables away right at the top there. I could probably tuck them in a bit more, but we're quite happy with that. And as I say, there's the GPS sensor for the mirror, and that works a treat. Absolutely a treat, that works.
Let's just turn that beep off. It's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah, turn the bleep off. I don't want that bleeping all the time.
That's it.
So Gary's going to sit here and set it all up for his mum, and happy days. Well, folks, I think we'll leave that here for this video. We've still got to do the valeting and clean all the inside, and I've still got to do the door cards over there, but you get the idea. It's just going to be pretty much the same, and we'll come back to this on another video and just see how well we've done once it's all cleaned out and the seats have been given a good treatment. Anyway, thanks very much, folks. Don't forget, check out my other videos. Have a look at my Retro Hacks channel as well. That's where I'm doing my motorcycle restorations. I'm just about to start that. There is plenty of videos on there of me doing other restorations if you're interested. And give us a sub over there as well. And also my Butler's Empire channel, which I'll be back featuring very, very soon with some more behind-the-scenes stuff, what happens in our lives. Thanks very much, folks. We'll see you in the next video. And until then, bye for now.